Alright, I've got something I can live with until I get the faces completely flush with the case. But they do move easily. This one doesn't pop out for some reason, but they're not perfect, but that's as close as I can get right now, I guess. Alright, I got these pieces fitted lengthwise. Height-wise, I'm still a little too strong. I do want to hand plane these, and before I cut them, I cut it on the bottom. I hand planed the top to figure out which direction I would go without any tear out. And before I do this, before I trim this a little tighter with my table saw again, I'm just going to double check to make sure that my arrow is going the right direction. So that's that one, and then the back one is also done. And in the same manner, ripped it and then ripped it again. This one was quite a bit wider, but I have the arrow direction. They're actually both going the same way. So I'm going to double check my arrows, and if they're correct, I will skim these, probably a 30-second more to take, not so I don't have to hand plane it so much, I guess. I'll put it that way. We're ready to go. So I'm just going to put just a small amount of glue on the ends. A little bit in here. And just a little thin bead here and there, and that's it. I'm just going to press that in place. I don't want a lot of glue squeeze out, and I prefer not to have much at all, but I know as I slide this down, I'm going to get glue squeezed off of this for sure into this corner. So here it goes. I don't know if I can put that in there like that. No, I don't want to do that. Take it from the top. I won't be able to do that to the back one, but there you can see a little glue coming out. Yeah, this got a little proud, so it's going to take some hand planing on the front as well. Better that way than the other. All right, I got my mark set here. I'm splitting this in half, and then I'm going up a ½ inch from each edge. I grabbed a dowel, just a store-bought dowel out of my stack, 11/64 drill bit, and I was running it through by hand to make sure it goes all the way through this test hole. But I'm just going to run my drill bit, or run it as a drill, with my drill, I should say. That burnishes that edge. And make sure that I won't have any problem dropping these in there. So back to my drill bit here. I'm going to put a piece of tape on here. I don't want to go too deep. About twice the thickness of this, maybe 3/4 of an inch. And then drill it 2 times. Put a mark here, make sure my drill bit doesn't drift on me. And some tape. Well, I'm not the greatest at hand drilling holes, but these are so small. This should be just fine. Well, you can tell when you reach that oak. Alright, I'll cut some pins. I'm going to leave them a bit long. I'll cut them all the same length now. And I'll come back and show you these two, and I'm just going to do the rest of the drawers the same way. Alright, no glue. Yeah, that one's a little tight. That will be just fine. That joint does not need any glue. So flush trim those. Come on. Use a different chisel. This one's a little bulky for what I'm doing. It's much better. That looks nice. We'll do the rest of them and we'll be good. All right, I got this front piece flushed up pretty close, and that's all I'm shooting for here is on these drawers, is to get them pretty close. This corner is high. This is below it, so I don't have a problem with this. Just kind of going after this corner a little bit. Now the second drawer, and the moment I hear any bit of, or feel any bit of tear out, I'm backing off and I'm just going to sand, but so far so good. I like that so far. It feels good. So I'm gonna get my half sheet sander and just go through all the grits, and then I'll come back when I get done. After about maybe a minute and a half with the 80 grit, I'm pretty flush. I got a low spot right here on the drawer, and I've got minimal tear out on this side, but I can still feel it right here on this side. So I'm going to continue for a little bit yet, maybe a few more minutes, and see if I can't get rid of this low spot and a little more of this tear out. But it shaped it up really nicely. That tear out is nearly gone. Just a tiny bit right there. This side is clean. This low spot is nearly gone. I can still see the pencil mark though, but it feels flush. Well, I'm happy with that grit right there. That took care of a lot of imperfections. And the reveals look good too. I'm still going to give this a couple more minutes, just because of this right here. But it really looks nice. Alright, it's a nice sunny day here. I finally got this to feel the way I want it. And this is what I use for all my adjustments, is just my fingertips. So everything feels good. Flush. Just, you know, just the way I like it. So from this point here, I'm going to go to, let's see, 100 grit, 120, and I'm going to take it to 150. So I'm going to go 100, 120, 3 more grits, and then I'm going to work on these handles. Just finished cutting up these handles using my Shaper Origin. I was able to, because they're only 1/4 inch thick, I was able to cut on both sides of this board. I'll take this to the bandsaw and rip it down the middle after I cut this off. So I'll get 8 pieces out of here. I only need 3, but I'll have some extras for maybe another project or something. But I couldn't think of anything else I'd use this board for. So basically it came down to why not. Right, mission accomplished. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are in really good shape. These 3 are a little rough on the outside edge here, but a little sanding would take care of that. So I'll actually clean them all up. First thing I'm doing is cleaning up this edge here. I've got to stop, and this, I'm just registering this straight edge to the plane, like this, and keeping the stop in place, putting a little pressure this way, and just basically running it like a joiner. And you'll see the shaving come off here. Yeah, I got it going the right way. There, once I get a nice clean shaving, that's good. All right, I hope this does what I'm going to do here. This angle does this justice. I just took a piece of scrap plywood I had, cut it to 10 degrees because I know this angle to be 10. I'm just going to touch it, flip it, do it again. And then I'll just kind of keep tabs as I go along to make sure they're all about the same length. And then when I get done with that, I'll touch up these edges carefully. All right, here goes. It didn't take long at all. And I'm really not changing it all that much. And my thought was, they don't have to be perfect, they have to be close. Because once I set them in that dado or groove or mortise, I guess I should call it a mortise. Once I set that in there, this is going to determine how much it sticks out, the width of that mortise. So I'll find 3 that work well together. So when I mount these to the drawer fronts, I'm going to put the good side down, and if there's a burn mark, this will be hand planed flush with the drawer top.